What's up, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Money. Now, you guys might wonder why I always say what's up, guys, instead of like what's up, people, or whatever, because when I look here at my analytics, I have 91.7% of the people that watch this channel are male and only 8.3% are female. And the deal is I want everyone to become rich, wealthy, financially free, independent, whatever. So ladies, at your 8.3%, let's bump them numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Share this with one of your girlfriends or something that you guys would like to help out become financially free, because this is good stuff here. In addition, my subscribers only make up 7.5% of my viewers, and I think it's really cool that I'm reaching 92.5% of people that have never heard from me and are not subscribed. But guys, hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss all the good stuff that I'm putting out, because today we're talking about the 5 things that these are critical money lessons that should have been taught in school or that high dollar college that you went to that they just never were. And if you can get these things, you'll be in a much better place in your life to make good financial decisions, to really get ahead. And it's a shame that the things that were taught in school were not these 5 things. First up, guys, is saving money. If there's one thing that you take away from this entire video, and that's why I'm just gonna front load this with what I think is the number one thing: do not save your money in a bank. The bank is not the place where you go to store money. A bank is for things like loans. It is for transferring large amounts of money. It's for paying your bills. It's to facilitate all the transactions in your life and to store money that you need in a temporary basis. Like if you know that you're gonna put a pool in, or you're gonna go on a vacation or whatever, send kids to college, and you know that you need $30,000, and you have that $30,000 in the bank, and you know that it is safe, it's not going to go down in value. That is what the bank is for. Saving money in a bank account and a savings account is foolish. It is a guaranteed loss for your money. Because when you put money in a savings account, they're going to give you some rate that's like it's 0.1% or something. And if you have over $20,000 in this account, it's 0.2%. We'll double it all the way to 0.2%. Meanwhile, inflation is trucking along at 3 to 6%. It's been going up, crazy as of late, and your money is actually losing money in the bank. And that's something that a lot of people don't consider, because they look at it and they say it's FDIC insured. It cannot go down in value. We cannot lose money. And every single day that you have your money in that savings account, and even in a checking account that it offers 0 interest, or even if it's in a high interest savings account, it's like 2 or 3%, almost guaranteed it is still losing money to inflation. And the bank is also using that money to lend out to make money on the deposits that they hold of yours. So the place that you need to save your money, and the place where you need to put your money, is in investment accounts. And you guys have to do your own research on that. I have tons of videos on investing in stocks, investing in real estate, investing in cryptocurrency. If you subscribe, hit the like button, take a look at them on my page. Those things, those investments where you can invest your money, will likely return somewhere around 10+%, depending on what you put your money into. That will absolutely trounce what you're getting in a savings account, and will at least keep up with and probably beat in a big way the rate of inflation. So that's number one. You're saving your money in a bank, and people have been telling you to do this for your entire life. I know your parents have told you to do it, your grandparents, schools have told you to do it. Save your money for a rainy day. Don't save it, invest it. So compound interest, and the power of compound interest. They may have glossed over this in your high school, in your college, if you didn't take a finance major. But compound interest has been called by Albert Einstein, who essentially, I think, basically came up with the theory of everything that surrounds us and pretty much everything. But he said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He said, and I'm reading this from the quote here, he said, compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. And it really is, because this is how you can take a small amount of money and it can compound over time to be a gigantic amount of money. I just released a video on how to take $5 per day, $1,825 a year, and over the course of 40 years, investing it into simple index funds can be worth over $800,000. And I think the total amount invested was somewhere like $72,000, becomes $800-some thousand because of compound interest. Now, compound interest is where you take the proceeds from the year prior and you make money on that. So you make money on the principal and the interest that you have made in the past. If you had $10,000, you earned 10% on that. Now you have $11,000. Now you're going to make 10% on that $11,000. So now you're going to be making $1,100 for the coming year. And this is how the rich legitimately get richer, because if you have $1 million, okay, and that's not as big of an amount of money as a lot of people want you to think. It's a realistic amount that almost everyone with a little bit of diligence and just follow through can accumulate in their lifetime, no matter how much they're making, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, you can accumulate $1 million. It's not as hard as it sounds. But if you get that $100,000, you get that 10%, or $1 million, you get that 10% rate of growth on that. Now you have $1,100,000. So the next time that 10% gets applied to that, you're going to get 10% of that. And then all that money is combined. And then the next year you get 10% on that. The more money you have, the faster it goes. Like a giant snowball rolling down the hill, compounding and just getting larger over time. To go along with compound interest is the rule of 72. This is a quick way for you to determine how fast money will double depending on the rate of return that you are getting. And the way that you do this is you divide the 72 by the rate of return that you're getting on any type of investment, and you can quickly figure out how fast that will double. What this is going to do for you is it's going to tell you how powerful of an investment that this is, how quickly it can increase the amount of wealth that you have, and just the velocity of your exponential curve to get to the amount of money that you want. So for example, if we divide 72 by 5%, 5% return, and some of your bond funds might have a 5% return. This is stuff you may get into when you're much older in life and you want to start defending the financial position that you've put yourself in. If you divide 72 by 5%, you're looking at 14.4 years to double your money. But if you have a nest egg now of 5 million or 10 million, doubling that every 14.4 years may not be that big of a deal. That could be plenty of money for you for the rest of your life. At 10%, you're going to double it every 7.2 years. This is your index fund. This is, the total stock market is going to return about 10%. You can double your money about every 7.2 years. Now, if you get up into things like some real estate investing, you're doing landlording type of things, and you're making a 20% return on your money, let's say your cash on cash return, you're looking at a 3.6 year average for you to double your money every time. You can see how as we go up in these investments, how they have a little bit more risk, but they carry a lot more reward for everyone, and your money increases in value quicker. At 100% return, you're looking at your money doubling about every 3/4 of a year, about 0.72 years, your money will double. So what is it, like every 9 months your money doubles. And now you're probably thinking, like, where am I going to get 100% return? Where could I ever get 100% return? This is going to be also probably your real estate deals. This is going to be your extremely high growth tech fund type of things. Like if you've got invested in what was it? It was one of the ARK funds, the ARK Innovation Fund. I believe that returned almost 100% in 1 year. It may have done better than that. I don't have the numbers right ahead of me. You can do this in some cryptocurrencies depending on which ones you get into. And again, we're looking at a much higher return, but a higher risk. But your money can double quickly. So you double your money 2 or 3 years in a row, and then you have a year where it comes back 50%. Well, if you've doubled it 2 or 3 years in a row, and then it rolls back 50%, you're still way ahead of where you were in year 0, year 1, whatever. There's a real estate investment that I have right now that's returning 245% annually on the money that I've put into it, because I've been able to, and this is just the money I have into it, not necessarily how much money we put in out of company money and reinvestments and such, but 245%. That means that I am doubling my money in that investment about every 4 months, about every third of a year or so. And this is a quick way, Rule 72, for you to figure out how quickly you will be able to double your money in any given investment. Fourth thing, guys, is paying yourself first. Anytime that you get any money, paycheck, bonus, you get rental income, you get credit card rewards, you get a Christmas card from your grandmother. Pay yourself first. This is going to be a way for you to keep your budget in check, for one, and this is going to be a way to make sure that you are socking that money away, so that the Rule of 72, the power of compound interest, and investing your money instead of saving it in the bank, this is how that is going to continue to move your wealth level up. Because if you don't pay yourself first, you'll end up paying everyone else before you do. You'll end up paying all your bills, your credit cards, your utilities, your car payment, your house payment, and then with the money that you have left, you're going to start paying other people. You're going to start paying people at the store. You're going to start paying people at the movies. You're going to start paying all sorts of entertainment and crap that you don't need. And then you'll be out of money at the end of the month to pay yourself, and you will leave yourself not paid whatsoever. That is how most people live their lives. They will pay everyone, they will buy crap that they don't need, they will do all sorts of stuff. But if you pay yourself first, that money's already off the table. It is off the table, it's invested. You have invested in yourself, and with the rest of the money that you have left, you can budget. And if you're sitting there thinking when you're taking that money off the table, I don't have enough for the rest of my bills, then you have too many bills, and you need to adjust the amount of bills that you have. Where if that means selling your car and getting a cheaper one, if that means downgrading from gigabit internet down to 50 megabits per second, which you don't need a gigabit. It's not necessary. Anything over like 100 to 200 is almost completely unnecessary for 90% of the people out there. If your cell phone plan is ridiculous, go for one of the major carriers. Go to one of the other the virtual mobile operators, the Crickets, the TracFone, whatever. There's no shame in that. No one cares who your cell phone plan is with. No one cares. If you can't pay yourself at the beginning of the month, you got too much going out in the end of the month, it is time to reevaluate. There's other things so that you can pay yourself first, so that you can take advantage of the first 3 things that we just went over. Because if there's no money to put into the first 3, they're not going to work. So always pay yourself first. Now this last one's going to leave people reeling. There's going to be Dave Ramseyites having seizures on the floor. It's not going to be pretty because the thing that I'm about to say goes against probably everything that you've been told. Debt is a good thing. I'm going to give you a minute to recover, okay? Debt can be a good thing. It can be a terrible thing, without a doubt, but it is also a good thing. The things that people tell you that when they say debt is bad, they're talking about getting in credit card debt. They're talking about buying a home that you cannot afford and the mortgage just destroys you. The schools probably didn't tell you this, but student loan debt for degrees that you don't need, for degrees that don't have any upside or very little upside for salary versus just some blue collar job. Car payments that for cars either that you don't need, or cars that are financed at rates that are ridiculous, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10%. Anything above that is just absolutely outrageous. Personal loans, home equity lines of credit, financing toys. This is all, for the most part, bad debt. The way that debt is good is that it can allow you to grow your wealth and develop income streams that you wouldn't be able to if you hadn't have used that debt. For example, buying residential real estate, buying commercial real estate, buying pretty much any real estate. It is very common to secure that property with a loan. The Ramseyites out there will tell you always pay cash. Always pay cash for rental property because you never know what's going to happen, and that's silly. For one, it's going to take you forever to save up for that rental property. I mean, it just is. Even if you make $200,000 a year, it's going to take you a long time to save up for a $200,000 rental property. If you want to buy a nice Airbnb that's going to gross you $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month, and this is I'm doing this right now. I am doing this, and I do not make. My salary is not $100,000 a year. It can get there with overtime, but it's not. And I have 2 of these things that make this type of money. It's going to take you forever to save up for those things. So you can get a loan. You can put 10, 20, 15% down on these. You can secure that property. You can start making that cash flow. You can start enjoying the benefits of appreciation, note pay down, and tax benefits to shelter all of that money that you would not be able to do if you waited to purchase that in cash. And then there's almost no scalability with cash either. Even if you had the cash to do this, even if you had $200,000 to $500,000 to purchase these properties, you're much better off taking a loan on that, having that money in reserves, or having that money able to deploy instead of buying one home for $100,000 or $200,000 or $500,000 or an apartment building for 1 or 2 million, is to buy 4 or 5 of them. That is much safer actually than buying one in cash, because something goes bad on that, you got no other income coming in. It's vacant, nothing's coming in. With the other ones, you have 4 or 5 other units that you have money coming in, and so in this way, debt is good. Debt can also be used to finance degrees. In if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, something that's going to have a very high level of income that's going to justify the amount that you spent on that, that is a good thing. Debt can be a good thing to build a business. Not a lot of people can afford all the equipment to start major companies, start major businesses, CNC machines, welders, trucks, inventory, even to raw materials to get your business off the ground. This is where debt is good, because it's going to be debt that makes money versus debt that costs you money. Not all debt is bad. A lot of debt out there is bad, but this is one of the things that probably nobody taught you about debt, is that there's a lot of debt out there that is good, that will move you ahead in life, that will help you grow wealth and just be good for you. So there you have it. That is your 10-20 minute financial lesson in the things that schools did not teach you about money. These are critical money lessons that the schools in your high dollar college degree probably didn't mention even one time, unless you sought out those classes, and you probably didn't because you wanted to graduate magna cum laude or whatever. And now you're looking at the plumber that's over there fixing your house, the plumbing, and he's telling you that he has 3 rental properties in awesome areas. He's got a retirement account, and he also has a separate investing fund that he's got $100,000 in, and that he's making bets in crypto, and has a YouTube channel, and he's making money off of that. That is the difference. That's what they didn't teach you in school, guys. So hit the like button if you got something out of this video. Be sure to subscribe down below. Hit the notification bell. All sorts of good stuff on this channel, and I don't want you guys to miss any of it. I appreciate you guys watching today, and I'll see you in the